What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, talking today about the ending of Final Fantasy XV. Obviously, since this is covering the epic closing scenes of the game, everything beyond this point is going to be full of spoilers. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but someone always freaks out in the comments if I don't. Now that that's out of the way, let's dig into the two biggest questions people seem to have about the ending. Why does Noctis kill himself in the throne room, and what is the meaning behind the final shots after the credits? To answer this, we first need to look at the main bad guy himself, Ardyn Azuna. In the modern day, he's one of the head generals of the evil empire that's taking over the country. If you do some research into his past though, you discover that Ardyn was once a mighty king. In fact, he's technically Noctis's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Hundreds of years ago, he was asked by his people to investigate a magical virus that was transforming humans into the terrible demons we see stalking the night today. While he was able to stop the outbreak and find a cure, for some reason he was branded as a demon himself and banished from the lands. From here, he went into hiding, studying these dark creatures further to learn their secrets and becoming some sort of twisted being in the process. 30 years before the start of Final Fantasy XV, there was a war between the Empire and some neighboring nations. Seeing a chance to regain his old power and get revenge on the kingdom that outcast him, he joined their army, showed them how to turn monsters into Magitech soldiers, and unleash the demon virus once again. By the time Noctis was born and grown up enough to fight, Ardyn had already helped the Empire take over most of the world, but that still wasn't enough for him. He wouldn't find happiness until he was able to completely destroy the royal family, starting with the death of High King Regis. Throughout the game, we see hints of Ardyn's past, and we also learn that Noctis gains access to a special kind of strength as the surviving lord of the Lucius family. The prince's major new talent is the ability to tap into the souls and knowledge of past kings and use their skills in battle. This power is tied to his blood, but also held within the sacred ring that the current king must wear at all times. Their thoughts and minds are able to live on through his fighting, but it does have a catch. If the ring is destroyed or the last lord of the kingdom dies, then all the memories locked inside go with it. That means in order to utterly destroy Ardyn, since he's become immortal, Noctis needed to kill him, die, and then in the afterlife capture the general inside this fancy piece of jewelry as it breaks apart. Essentially, to save the planet from the curse of the demons, he had to make his entire family go extinct, body and soul, but thankfully it worked. Let's move on to the other thing that seems to be greatly confusing people, which is the two post-credit scenes. The answer to this is simple. They both take place in the afterlife. When he was alive, Noctis was rarely able to express his real feelings, so as soon as he's dead, the first thing he does is admit to his friends that he loved them as brothers. Many believe that this is just a flashback, but if we look closely at his hand, we see that Noctis is not wearing the ring here, which means that this is following the final battle, and thus the ring is already broken. His buddies aren't dead with him though, it's just his mind giving him a chance to be at peace for the rest of eternity. Since the moment Noctis destroyed Ardyn, beyond the Veil of Death, all the demons of the world were blown up with him. Because of this, we know that his friends were able to make it out of their own last struggle still breathing. Now let's skip forward to the other post-credits scene of a happy and relaxed looking King Noctis holding Luna in a well-decorated version of the throne room. Clearly they've just been married, since we can hear church bells and the voice of Regis is congratulating them, but again, this is sadly just another illusion of Noctis in heaven. Zooming in a bit here on the background, we see that everything is still totally messed up around him. This shows that it definitely takes place after his grand conflict with Ardyn and his death. That explains why we're shown shots of the sun rising for the first time in 10 years and people starting to rebuild. It's to let us know that although Luna and Noctis had to die terrible deaths, the world itself moved on and their sacrifice saved the planet. Overall, this is a very artsy conclusion to a powerful story, but I think it's fitting. I respect the developers for doing something so different than the rest of this amazing series. There's already talk of upcoming DLC featuring each of the main characters, so hopefully we'll get to see a bit more of this team following these scenes, and maybe get a glance at how everyone is bouncing back from this tragedy. Well, that's everything I know about this over-the-top ending of Final Fantasy XV. I do hope that it cleared up some details for those of you who are a bit confused. If there's anything you'd like to add or something I missed, please seriously leave it in the comments down below so I can read it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and post it on forums or Reddit if you feel like it helped you out. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. Have an awesome day, and do me a giant favor and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.